evening. Tonight I wanted to work on a little drawing of Lassa, a character from my webcomic Delve. Are they still called webcomics, or does that just make me sound old? I mean, older. In the current timeline of the comic, Lassa has been sort of reverse isekai'd along with her two fellow sword spirits back into younger, mortal versions of themselves as a chance to experience happy, normal lives. Of course, that was never going to happen. When last we checked in on the sword girls, they had escaped from the convent where they awoke and taken up a life of highway robbery. I'm sure it will go well for them. In any case, it's always fun to draw a cute snake girl. In fact, it was a drawing of a cute snake girl that got me banned for life from Instagram. This one, in fact. See, I made an Instagram account back when everyone was making Instagram accounts, and it seemed like the thing to do. And I posted a few of my pinups there, as one does, and then proceeded to forget all about the fact that I had an Instagram account. Now, somewhere along the way, Instagram hired some new HR people or something, and they decided that pictures of bare breasts were now considered violence against women. Sorry, I really don't want to go off on another anti-censorship rant, or we'll be here all night. Suffice to say, they changed their content guidelines, and so began the Great Purge. It seems that they had sent me a series of very sternly worded messages demanding that I take down my horrible, misogynistic, wrong-think depiction of a snake lady with boobs. Only I hadn't ever seen those warnings because I had forgotten that I even had an Instagram account. Eventually it crossed my mind that maybe I should be on Instagram. Oh wait, I already have an account there, don't I? So I logged on, only to find that my account had been banned for life for my stubborn refusal to take down the offending snitties. Thanks to my children for informing me of the proper term for those. And yes, I will address it again now. Why does a snake need breasts? Because breasts are awesome, that's why. Sort of like how D&D had a whole fantasy setting built around everyone being a bunch of muscly, oiled-up barbarians running around in almost no clothing simply because the artist Brahm really wanted to paint a bunch of oiled-up people in almost no clothing running around doing badass stuff. I think their explanation for the Dark Sun setting was that, in the past, the magic users used up all the world's natural resources, making AI-generated clickbait videos. And now everyone is poor and can't afford clothes or carbohydrates anymore. Well, at least it made more sense than Ravenloft. Speaking of which, I've also been banned for life now from Bandcamp for using AI singers in my songs. I've been banned from the camp, as it were. Fair enough, I see their point and respect their decision. It was never my intent to try to compete with all those real musicians out there who sing their songs with their own human tongues or however they do it. I simply wanted to put my songs out there in a way that people could more easily enjoy them and, if they wanted, make their own covers of the songs I'd written. But Bandcamp didn't see it that way, and I understand their position. I just wish they'd been a little less witch-hunty and rude about it. They're encouraging musicians to turn each other in for suspected crimes against humanity, as their Inquisition needs all the help it can get in rooting out the imposters hidden among them. Good luck with that. And so, sadly, I have now been officially declared to be not a real human. To have been outed so publicly. I suppose you were all bound to find out eventually anyway. Brings me back to the heady days of the Satanic Panic, when my fundamentalist cousin ratted me out to my parents for being a suspected Dungeons & Dragons playing demon worshipper back in the 80s. Oh, and for the record, don't actually worship demons. Those guys suck. Where was I? Oh yes, snakes with boobs. Sometimes I wonder, why can't I just be normal? Why can't I just like normal, vanilla things? Why have I always been so attracted to weird, dangerous-seeming things? I mean, I see posts online poking fun at people who think it would be sexy to be chased down by an 8-foot-tall werewolf woman covered in hair with long fangs and glowy eyes. But all I can think is, yeah, that would be kind of hot. Did I get some sort of toxoplasmosis infection from my cat when I was a little kid that rewired my brain and made me a furry? Or do I still just blame Disney's Robin Hood for that one? I mean, have you seen Maid Marian? Still, I mean, it's not like I don't enjoy drawing normal human women. Maybe by putting some sort of fantasy element into the drawings, it makes it okay for me to enjoy doing it in my mixed up brain. I mean, as long as it's obviously fantasy, then I don't know. Maybe I like drawing fantasy characters, non-human characters, because it's easier for us to see them as characters. If I draw a person too realistically, it might remind the viewer of someone they've actually met, and then their minds will superimpose the baggage of whatever experience they've had with the real person onto the fictional character. Sort of like how it's hard to watch a Tom Cruise movie and not see Tom Cruise instead of whatever character he's playing. On the other hand, if the character is obviously not a human, the audience can get to know them as an individual better. Like how whole generations can fall in love with an animated character when the same character played live action will never elicit the same level of response from the audience, no matter how good the actress. I don't know. Maybe that's not true. I mean, I'm not even human. What do I know? For that matter, neither is Lassa. Thank you for joining me again, and until my next drawing video, I wish you all well, and I hope you'll enjoy whatever AI-generated clickbait I post in the interim. Brom wills it. See you later.